Chapter 1: Whispers of the Dying Sun. The air hung thick with the scent of ozone and decaying rock, a familiar perfume in the subterranean tunnels of Kepler 186f. Crimson light, filtered through the cracked lunar surface, painted the hydroponics bays in a sickly, ethereal glow. Dr. Aries Thorne, her face etched with worry lines that belied her 47 years, moved with the practiced grace of a seasoned botanist amongst the rows of bioluminescent xylose radiata. These weren't ordinary plants, they were the colony's lifeline, their glowing leaves a testament to humanity's tenacious grip on survival in this dying star system. Tonight, however, something felt different. A plant, larger than its brethren, pulsed with an unnatural intensity. Its leaves, normally a muted emerald, shimmered with a dazzling sapphire luminescence, an almost painful brilliance against the dim, crimson light. "Incredible," Aries whispered, her breath misting in the cool air. She gently touched a delicate petal, feeling a surprising warmth. This wasn't a random mutation, this was an adaptation, a desperate, breathtaking response to xylose's fading light. A potential key to their survival. A sudden tremor rattled the hydroponics bay, sending a cascade of shimmering dust raining down. Overhead, the faint hum of the artificial suns flickered, momentarily dimming before resuming their strained efforts. Another quake, Jax grumbled, his voice echoing through the tunnel. Jax, Ares's second-in-command, a grizzled veteran with a cybernetic arm replacing his lost left limb, strode into the bay, his face a mask of grim determination. His cybernetic eye, a cold, metallic gleam in the half-light, scanned the plants with clinical efficiency. "That one's different," Jax stated, his voice low, pointing towards the sapphire plant. "The intensity, it's off the charts." Aries nodded, her heart pounding a rapid rhythm against her ribs. "It's adapting, Jax. It's finding a way to survive." "And the others?" Jax asked, his gaze sweeping across the rows of plants, their luminescence subdued in comparison to the abnormal specimen. "How long before they give up?" Aries swallowed, the question hanging heavy in the air between them. "We don't have much time. Xylose is fading faster than our models predicted. We're running out of energy, running out of time." A violent solar flare erupted from Xylose, painting the lunar surface in a brief, blinding flash. The hydroponics bays plunged into darkness before the emergency lights kicked in, casting long, distorted shadows. The plants reacted in unison, their bioluminescence flaring to an almost unbearable intensity, the sapphire plant leading the charge like a defiant, glowing sentinel. "Damn it," Jax muttered, his hand instinctively going to his cybernetic arm. "That was close. Too close." Aries stared at the vibrant display of bioluminescent life, a fragile beacon of hope in the face of certain doom. The sapphire plant wasn't just a scientific anomaly, it was a symbol. A symbol of humanity's resilience, its relentless fight for survival against a dying star. She knew, with a certainty that chilled her to the bone, that convincing the Council to embrace this fragile hope would be a battle as desperate and as fierce as the dying sun itself. The whispers of Xylose's death were growing louder, and the colony's fate hung precariously in the balance. Chapter 2: Seeds of Hope, Seeds of Doubt. The colony council chamber was a stark, utilitarian space carved from the lunar rock. The flickering emergency lights cast long, dancing shadows, highlighting the deep lines of worry etched on the faces of the assembled colonists. Aries stood before them, the sapphire xylose radiata, carefully transported in a shielded container, placed on the table. Its otherworldly glow was a stark contrast to the grim atmosphere. "Council members," Aries began, her voice echoing in the cavernous chamber, "as you know, Xylose's death throes are accelerating. Our energy reserves are critically low, and the hydroponics system is struggling to maintain production." A murmur rippled through the council. Councilman Petrov, a gruff miner with a perpetually cynical expression, scoffed. "So, what's your miracle cure, Doctor?" "This," Aries replied, gesturing towards the glowing plant. "This mutated xylose radiata demonstrates a remarkable adaptation. Its bioluminescence is far more intense than any we've seen before, suggesting it's found a way to photosynthesize even under Xylose's weakened light. It's a potential solution to our energy crisis." Councilwoman Anya Sharma, a young but shrewd engineer, leaned forward, her eyes scrutinizing the plant. And how do we scale this up? One plant won't save us. That's the challenge, Ares admitted, but the genetic code is unique. It's unlike anything we've encountered before. With sufficient resources and research, we can potentially engineer a more efficient, sustainable energy source based on this adaptation. The room erupted in a cacophony of voices. Petrov slammed his fist on the table. Resources? We barely have enough to keep the lights on. This is a waste of time, a fool's errand. But it's our only hope. Ares countered, her voice rising in frustration. If we don't explore this, we'll be doomed. We have to take a risk. A risk we can't afford, countered Councilman Marcus, a cautious administrator who valued stability above all else. We should focus on conserving what we have, on rationing, on preparing for the worst. Jax, standing silently by Ares's side, shifted his weight, his cybernetic arm gleaming faintly in the artificial light. He felt the tension in the room like a physical pressure, the weight of their survival hanging heavy in the air. The debate raged on, the chamber a maelstrom of conflicting opinions and desperate pleas. The council was split, torn between the desperate hope offered by Ares's discovery and the grim reality of their dwindling resources. The seeds of hope that Ares had planted were struggling to take root amidst the fertile ground of doubt and fear. The decision, Ares knew, would determine not just the fate of the colony, but the future of humanity's presence in this dying corner of the galaxy. The glow of the sapphire plant, vibrant and defiant, seemed to mock their indecision, a stark reminder of the urgency of the situation. The final vote hung heavy in the air, its outcome a terrifying gamble on the future. Chapter 3, First Contact, Cold Reception. The KRYLL vessel, a monolithic obsidian structure that seemed to absorb rather than reflect light, loomed before them like a silent judge. Ares, Jax, and two other crew members, Lena, the ship's pilot, and Ben, a KRYLL linguist, stood huddled in the cramped shuttle, the air thick with nervous anticipation. Their mission, to plead for help from the KRYLL, a technologically advanced but deeply isolationist alien civilization. The success of their mission rested on thin ice, the desperate hope of a dying colony. Lena skillfully maneuvered the shuttle towards the docking bay, a yawning chasm in the KRYLL vessel's seemingly impenetrable hull. The silence was absolute, broken only by the hum of their engines and the nervous drumming of their hearts. As they docked, a sense of foreboding washed over Ares. This wasn't a welcoming party, this was an interrogation. The KRYLL who met them were unsettlingly humanoid, their skin a shimmering, obsidian black, their eyes devoid of any discernible emotion. They moved with an unsettling grace, their gestures precise and economical. Ben, a seasoned xenolinguist, initiated contact, translating Ares's carefully worded plea for assistance. The KRYLL's response was chillingly formal, their words devoid of empathy, their tone suggesting a profound lack of interest in humanity's plight. They acknowledged their technological superiority but made it abundantly clear that they had no intention of interfering in the affairs of other civilizations. Their past, shrouded in mystery, hinted at a history filled with conflict and betrayal. They had withdrawn into isolation, safeguarding their own survival above all else. "They're not refusing us outright, though," Ben whispered, translating a subtle shift in the KRYLL's demeanor. "There's a flicker of curiosity. They seem intrigued by the plant." Ares seized the opportunity, producing a sample of the sapphire xylose radiata from her case. Its brilliant glow captivated the KRYLL, their obsidian skin seemingly absorbing its light. A low hum emanated from one of the KRYLL, a subtle sound that Ben interpreted as surprise. Their rigid postures softened just a fraction, a minuscule change that Ares interpreted as a crack in their impermeable facade. Suddenly, one of the KRYLL, a scientist identified by Ben as Xylar, extended a hand. It wasn't a gesture of friendship or assistance, but of scientific curiosity. Xylar carefully took the plant sample, studying it with an intensity that suggested an unexpected spark of interest. A faint smile played on Xylar's lips, a subtle, almost imperceptible twitch that filled Ares with a surge of hope. The encounter ended as abruptly as it had begun. The KRYLL dismissed them, their silence once again enveloping the shuttle. But as they prepared to depart, Xylar made a singular, unexpected gesture. A small, almost insignificant vial containing a strange, shimmering liquid was handed to Ben, a silent, almost surreptitious offering. Hope, fragile and uncertain, flickered in Araz's heart. It might not be open arms, but it was a crack in the door. The door to survival. Chapter 4: The KRYLL Secret. The KRYLL research facility was a labyrinthine marvel of obsidian and pulsating light. Ares, Jax, and Ben, guided by Xylar, navigated a network of corridors that seemed to shift and reform around them, defying conventional architecture. The air hummed with a low, resonant energy, a palpable sense of immense power permeating every surface. This wasn't just a scientific facility, it was a repository of unimaginable knowledge, a testament to a civilization far beyond humanity's grasp. Xylar, surprisingly, proved to be more communicative here, his gestures less formal, his tone less guarded. He led them through chambers filled with holographic displays, revealing fragments of KRYLL history, a history scarred by conflict, a history of galactic war that had left them profoundly distrustful of other species. The Great Burning, Xylar explained, his voice a low resonance, a war that consumed entire star systems. We lost everything. We lost faith. Isolation became our only survival strategy. The holographic displays showed images of devastation, scorched planets, shattered starships, the remnants of a galactic civilization consumed by fire. The KRYLL's isolation wasn't a choice, it was a desperate measure born from unimaginable trauma. They then entered a chamber containing a massive, crystalline structure that pulsed with a soft, internal light. Xylar identified it as a solar harvester, a device capable of manipulating stellar energy on an unprecedented scale. It was the technology that could save the Xylos colony, but it held a critical flaw, a flaw that the KRYLL, despite their advanced technology, had been unable to overcome. It requires a specific biocatalyst, Xylar explained, his voice laced with a hint of frustration. A catalyst that only exists on Xylos. Araz's eyes widened in realization. The sapphire Xylos radiator, its unique genetic code, its extraordinary bioluminescence, wasn't just an adaptation, it was the key to activating the solar harvester. The KRYLL, with their advanced technology, had overlooked the solution hiding in plain sight. Their sophisticated science had blinded them to the potential of Xylos's unique flora. The plant, Ares said, her voice barely above a whisper. The genetic sequence, it's the catalyst. Xylar's obsidian eyes widened slightly. A flicker of something akin to respect crossed his features, a subtle acknowledgement of humanity's unconventional approach, its resourcefulness in the face of adversity. He seemed to understand, humanity wasn't just another contender for survival, they possessed a unique perspective, an unexpected advantage. The KRYLL's isolation had narrowed their perspective, human adaptability and resourcefulness had shown a path the KRYLL had missed. The weight of this discovery, a shared potential for survival, hung heavy in the air, a bridge between two vastly different civilizations. But the journey was far from over, the delicate balance between hope and despair remained, held tenuously in place by a single, glowing plant from a dying world. Chapter 5: A Race Against Time. The crimson sun of Xylos was a malevolent eye in the sky, its light growing weaker by the day. Back on Kepler's 186F, the colony teetered on the brink of collapse. The Council, still deeply divided, watched as their energy reserves dwindled, the hydroponics bays struggling to keep pace with the colony's needs. Ares, having returned from the KRYLL world, faced a monumental task, to convince the skeptical Council to cooperate with the KRYLL, to gamble their survival on a technology they barely understood. Council members, Ares began, her voice strained but resolute, we have a chance. A chance to survive. The KRYLL possess a technology, a solar harvester, that could provide us with the energy we need. But it requires a specific biocatalyst, a catalyst found only in the mutated Xylos radiator. Petrov scoffed, his skepticism undeterred. And how do we trust these KRYLL? They're cold, emotionless beings. They could just as easily turn on us. They've shown a willingness to cooperate, Ares countered, a willingness born from shared desperation. Their history is one of isolation, yes, but Xylar showed us a different side, a glimpse of scientific curiosity and shared need. They understand our predicament better than we think. Anya, however, voiced a different concern. Even if they cooperate, the technology is complex. We don't have the expertise to implement it, not without extensive KRYLL assistance. That's where the partnership lies, Ares explained. Xylar assures me they're willing to provide the necessary guidance and support, but they need to see our commitment, our willingness to work together. Jax, his face grim, added, "We're running out of time. Another major flare could cripple the hydroponics, leaving us with nothing." The debate raged, the air thick with tension, the weight of their survival pressing down on them. The council was divided, but the stark reality of their situation, the imminence of their doom, gradually chipped away at their resistance. Ares's unwavering conviction, the tangible evidence of KRYLL cooperation, the desperate need for a solution, all these factors slowly swayed the council in her favor. Finally, a weary but decisive vote was taken. They would gamble their future on the KRYLL's technology, a partnership born out of mutual desperation. The decision was a testament to human adaptability, a recognition that survival sometimes demands alliances with even the most alien of beings. The race against time was on, to harness a technology beyond their understanding, to forge a fragile alliance with a species long shrouded in mystery, to beat back the encroaching darkness and ensure the survival of their colony. The success or failure of this desperate gamble would determine not just their survival, but the fate of humanity's foothold in this dying star system. The weight of that responsibility rested heavily on Ares's shoulders as she prepared for the next, perilous phase of their struggle. Chapter 6: The Gamble. The KRYLL vessel, once a symbol of cold indifference, now pulsed with a strange energy, a testament to the fragile alliance forged between two vastly different species. Ares, Jax, and a team of human and KRYLL engineers worked feverishly within a makeshift laboratory, the air thick with the scent of ozone and the hum of powerful machinery. Their task, to adapt the KRYLL solar harvester to utilize the bioluminescent properties of the Xylos radiator. "The energy signature is unstable," Xylar reported, his voice a low hum, his obsidian fingers dancing across a complex console. "The catalyst, the plant, must be integrated precisely. A single miscalculation could result in catastrophic failure." Ares, her eyes fixed on the pulsating crystalline structure of the harvester, felt the pressure mounting. The delicate balance between success and annihilation hung precariously in the air. Each pulse of the harvester, each flicker of the plant's luminescence, sent a jolt of adrenaline through her veins. "We need to increase the bioluminescent output," Anya suggested, her voice sharp and focused. "A stronger signal will stabilize the energy flow." Ben, expertly translating between the KRYLL and human engineers, relayed the suggestion. Xylar, acknowledging the wisdom in Anya's assessment, made adjustments to the harvester's programming, while Jax and his team worked tirelessly to optimize the plant's interaction with the machine. The atmosphere was a whirlwind of focused energy, a delicate dance between human ingenuity and KRYLL technology. Sweat beaded on their foreheads, their hands moving with practiced precision, each action a testament to their shared determination. The air crackled with anticipation, the tension building to a crescendo. Suddenly, a warning klaxon blared, the lights in the laboratory flickering wildly. The energy flow within the harvester surged uncontrollably, its crystalline structure glowing with an erratic, dangerous intensity. "It's overloading!" Xylar exclaimed, his voice laced with urgency. Panic threatened to engulf the room, but Jax, his cybernetic eye gleaming with cold focus, swiftly initiated a failsafe protocol. He skillfully rerouted the energy flow, diverting the excess energy away from the core components. The klaxon ceased, the light stabilized, the harvester's glow returning to a controlled pulse. They had averted disaster, but only just. "We're on the edge," Jack said, his breath coming in ragged gasps. "One more mistake, and it's all over." Ares, her heart pounding, felt a wave of exhaustion wash over her, but her resolve remained unbroken. The gamble was far from over, but they had managed to avoid a catastrophic failure. The task remained, however, dauntingly complex. They were walking a tightrope, one misstep away from oblivion. Yet, amidst the tension, a spark of hope flickered, a testament to the power of collaboration, the shared determination to overcome seemingly insurmountable odds. The future of the colony, the fate of their desperate gamble, hung precariously in the balance. Chapter 7: The Last Ember Ignites. The modified solar harvester hummed, a powerful heart beating at the center of the Kepler's 186F colony. The sapphire xylose radiator, now integrated seamlessly into the KRYLL technology, pulsed with a steady, vibrant light, its energy channeled into the colony's power grid. The air, once thick with the scent of ozone and desperation, now carried a faint, almost imperceptible aroma of success. The initial surge of power was exhilarating, the lights brightening with a renewed intensity, the hydroponics bays buzzing with renewed vitality. The colony, once teetering on the brink of collapse, was slowly being resurrected. A wave of relief washed over Ares, Jax, and the other members of the team, their faces reflecting a mixture of exhaustion and triumph. But their celebration was short-lived. Unexpected complications arose. The energy output fluctuated erratically, threatening to overload the system. The KRYLL technology, while impressive, wasn't fully compatible with the colony's infrastructure. A new crisis, a new challenge. The energy flow is unstable. Xylar exclaimed, his voice sharp with urgency. We need to recalibrate the biofeedback loop. The team sprang into action, a flurry of frantic activity filling the control room. Ares, drawing on her deep understanding of Xylosa's flora, guided the KRYLL engineers, her knowledge of the plant proving invaluable in navigating the unforeseen complexities. Jax, with his unparalleled technical expertise, skillfully adjusted the power distribution, preventing a catastrophic system failure. Anya, with her sharp insights, identified a crucial flaw in the energy conversion process, proposing an innovative workaround. Hours blurred into a relentless struggle against time and technology. The air grew thick with tension, each heartbeat echoing the precarious balance between success and failure. They worked tirelessly, fueled by adrenaline and a desperate desire to succeed. Failure meant not just a power outage, it meant the death of their colony. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, the energy flow stabilized. The lights shone with a steady, unwavering brilliance. The hydroponics bays hummed with renewed life, the plants responding with a vibrant, harmonious glow. The last ember of Xylosa's dying sun had been ignited, not by the star itself, but by the combined ingenuity of two vastly different civilizations. A collective sigh of relief swept through the room as they watched the colony's life support system stabilize. The exhausted team, humans and KRYLL alike, exchanged weary smiles, a testament to their shared triumph, the fruits of their desperate gamble. The future remained uncertain, but for now, they had bought themselves time to rebuild, time to forge a lasting alliance, time to ensure the survival of their colony, a small but significant beacon of humanity's resilience in the vast expanse of the galaxy. The victory was hard-won, bittersweet, a fragile hope against the looming darkness, but a hope nonetheless. And that, in itself, was a triumph.